Hi there, I'm Dr. Kelly-Erin Clayball, and welcome to my feed room. Pretty basic because I don't have a lot of horses in my barn, but mostly it's pretty basic because that's really what you need to be doing to feed your horses correctly. Horses need long stem fiber. My horses are out on pasture most of the day, and then they come in at night so they have a routine, so I can regulate their intake, so I can handle them and work with the babies. And to get them out of the colder or wet weather at night. But basically they are out foraging during the day, and then I try to mimic that foraging once they're back here in the stall. So the bulk of my horse's diet is hay. Now granted, I'm in Hawaii, so we don't grow our own hay here because we can't cure it without it getting rained on and molding. So we do have to import our hay from the mainland. So by the time hay arrives here in Hawaii in the middle of the Pacific, it's fairly old. And I am not as able to be picky about what I get. So what I feed are the little half double compressed bales of a blend of orchard grass and alfalfa that comes from usually the Pacific Northwest, the eastern side of the Pacific Northwest. So by the time the hay has been shipped in a metal container all the way across the ocean, it has leached and deteriorated some of the vitamins that should be in that hay. I also don't really know that much about the history of this hay, where it was harvested exactly, what cutting it is, how it was stored, how it was baled, all of that. So I'm kind of just at the mercy of what I get here. For you guys on the mainland though, you can be a little more critical. You can buy in bulk, you can stock up, you can have your hay tested before it's delivered, and you can develop a real relationship with your hay provider. So for me, this is the best I can do here in Hawaii, and it works pretty well. The other thing I do with my horses is I supplement the hay with something that seems like a grain to the horses. It comes in a pelleted formulation, but again, this is Timothy and this is alfalfa hay, so it still is hay. It's just in a different formulation. And then to balance out the vitamins and minerals that are deficient in our soil here and that have leached from the hay in its transportation here, I balance it out with a high quality supplement. I don't really care which brand you use as long as you talk to your veterinarian and determine which one's best for your horse's needs. So, and then to manage the fly problem here, I use a insect growth regulator feed through preventative. But basically that's all my horses get. One thing I do advise my clients to do is weigh what they're giving their horses. Oftentimes people say, oh, they get a scoop of this or a scoop of that. And I don't know if you mean this size scoop or a butter jar or a Folgers coffee can or whatever you're using. The volume of the scoop can vary, as well as the density of what you're feeding. So the weight really tells you a lot more about what you're feeding. So for these Timothy grass pellets in this size container, I weigh it here on just a little basic scale, and it comes out to be 3.1 pounds per scoop, okay? So that way I have a much better idea of the volume and the weight that I'm feeding my horses, knowing that for just maintenance, I'm looking to feed them around 1.5 to maybe even 2% of their body weight per day to maintain. So I have some horses that I need to feed a little bit less than that because they're not in work and they're easy keepers. And I have some of my brood mares that have a higher metabolism and higher demands that I have to increase that. But just knowing your starting point and knowing the actual weight you're feeding can give you a lot of information about how to make adjustments in your horse's diet. So, thanks for checking out my feed room.